Hi, my name is Justin Wolfer, creator of Movement Mapping. This is a movement mapping 10-minute priming sequence focusing on the ankles, knees, hips, and lower back. We'll get started. You'll need a bolster or something most likely to prop your hips up for this practice. We're going to start in a standing position with the feet hips distance apart. Begin by consciously softening, relaxing the tone of your body. And then bring your focus to your feet. And we'll begin by slowly and subtly shifting weight from the right to the left. And as you shift weight, just simply focus on the center of mass, moving over the feet as a means to tune into your system, into your body. And then leaning to the front of your foot, lean to the back of your foot. Lean to the front of your foot, lean to the back of your foot. Lean to the front and to the back. And then pushing your hips out in all directions. And then reverse your circle. And then we're going to come into a high squatting position. The high squat position is bringing the ankles into dorsiflexion, so your knees will be forward of the heel. The spine is upright over the hips. So we're going to try to keep everything neutral except for the ankle. So keeping the ankle in dorsiflexion. And then from here, you're going to slowly take the weight into one foot, pause and balance, and then shift to the other side. And we'll do this 4 more times. Taking the weight into one ankle, pausing, balancing, shifting to the other side. So as you do this, pay attention to the transfer from 2 to 1, back to 2, and pay attention to the spine and pelvis stable and upright. So do 1 more in this position. And then we're going to come into a squatting sequence. So this is where you'll most likely need a bolster. We're going to stay in the high squat stance, but turn the feet to 1 o'clock and 11 o'clock. So just a slight turn out with the feet. Maximize your dorsiflexion. Bring your knees forward and then traction your spine upright through the crown of your head. And then from here, you're going to come down slowly in the squat, keeping the knees forward. Keep tractioning the spine upright. And if you need more, a higher bolster, something like that, you want to adjust for that so that you can get down to the floor. And then from here, you're going to walk your hands back and reach the hips up, coming into hip extension. And then we'll walk the hands forward. Squeeze your legs into the body, traction your spine upright, and then come up tall to a standing position. So we'll do 7 more of these. So knees forward, tractioning your spine the whole time. Look forward, squeeze your legs in, and then walk your hands back and extend your hips up, and then walk your hands back forward. Squeeze the legs in, drive into the floor, come up tall. 6 more times coming down. Squeeze your legs in, walk your hands back, extend your hips up, and then walk your hands forward. Squeeze the legs in, drive up tall. 5 more times, squatting down. Squeeze the legs in, walking back, hips extend, and then walking back forward. Squeeze in, drive up tall. 4 more times, squatting down, nice and tall. Squeeze in, walk back, extend your hips up, walk forward, squeeze your body in, come up tall. 3 more times, squatting down, squeeze in, walk back, extend the hips up, walk forward, squeeze in, drive up. 2 more times, squatting down, squeeze in, walk it back, extend, and then walk it forward, squeeze in. This time we're going to stay in this position. So this is where we really need the bolster. So you want to get as compact in your squat position as possible. The purpose of this and the purpose of the bolster is so that you can make a deeper squat than maybe you could if you needed to balance. And then from here, you're gonna bring your hands onto your knees and extend your upper spine away from the floor. So push down into your knees and lengthen your upper spine. Relax your shoulders down. And then we're gonna generate isometric force here. So think about kicking into the floor with your heels, squeezing your legs together, squeezing the legs into the body, staying as compact as possible, and generating force in this position for 10, 9, 8. Keep kicking more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then relax from this position. You're going to take the bolster away. Knees are bent, feet on the ground. Spine tall and upright. Arms reach forward. You're going to push the back onto the floor, starting with the lower back, middle back, upper back, shoulders, head, and then we'll roll up head, shoulders, upper, middle, lower. So 5 of these. Lower back, do your best, mid back, chest, shoulders, head, and then head, shoulders, chest, middle, lower. 3 more times. Lower back, middle back, upper back, shoulders, head, chest, middle, lower. 2 more times. Lower back, middle back, upper back, shoulders, head, shoulders, chest, middle, lower. Last one. Lower back, middle back, upper back, shoulders, head, and then head, chest, middle, lower. From here, we're going to drop into a 90-90 position. So bring your right shin to the floor, left knee to the ground. Both knees are at a 90-degree angle. Bring your hands around the right leg and then get tall with your spine away from the floor. We'll fold for 5 here, coming down and then returning up as tall as you can. If you want to make this more challenging, the hands can come off the ground, folding down and then coming up tall. Folding down and then coming up tall. Folding down and coming up tall. One more time. Folding down and coming up tall. From here, you're going to stay in a partially folded position. So how much you fold depends on how easily you can get your foot off of the ground while keeping the knee on the ground, the back foot. So if that's easy, you're going to be taller. If that's harder, you're going to lean forward more. And we're going to come up for 5 and then lower. Lift up and lower. Lift up, lower. Lift up and lower. Lift up and hold now. If you can, take your hand, take the foot up a little bit higher, try to hold it up, and then take the weight into the spine. So in other words, lengthen your body weight up away from the floor for 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. And then we're going to go to the sides. Let me give you a slightly different view. You're going to lean out to the side in line with your right hip. This forearm would be easier. Shoulder would be easier. Being on the hands a little bit harder. And again, we're lifting the front foot now for 5 and then lower. Lift up and lower. Lift up, lower. Lift up, lower. Lift up and hold. Help your hand up if you can. Keep it up for 10, 9, 8. Try to take the weight out of your hand. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower down. Whew. Going to the left side now. So you're going to drop your shins to the left. Left shin on the ground. Right knee on the ground. 90-90 position. Hands around the left leg. You're going to lift up tall here away from the ground. And then fold for 5. And then come back up tall. Again, if you want a little bit more challenge, take your hands off of the ground. But focus on keeping the spine lengthened the whole time. 2 more times, folding down. Coming back up. Last one, folding down. And coming back up. And then from this position again, you can fold a little bit wherever you can take the foot off of the ground, but it's still hard. You're gonna lift up and lower. Lift up and lower. Lift up, lower. Lift up, lower. Lift up and hold. If you can, get your hand to the foot. Kick up, fight to keep it up for 10, 9, 8, lift away from the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. And then leaning to the side in this position. So I'm out in line with my left hip. I'm gonna lift up and lower. Lift up and lower. Lift up and lower. Lift up and lower. Lift up and hold. Again, help the foot up a little bit here. Keep pushing up for 10, 9, 8, lift away from the ground. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. So you can repeat this sequence 3 to 5 times as a daily hip routine. You can also do it as a warm-up or a primer. If you like this sequence, you can save it. There's a little tag at the bottom to save the video. Thank you all so much. I hope you're having